When I was in high school, my uncle used to give me a few dollars to help take care of his kids with my aunt. They lived in a 2-story house by the water, in a beautiful area. Their children were around 3 and 6 years old. One day, while I was sitting in their office engrossed in my phone, I started to hear a baby crying. Thinking it was the 3-year-old, I headed downstairs to check, hoping to find my aunt taking care of my cousin. I called her several times without any response. The baby's cries persisted. I called once more, and when I still didn't get an answer, I began to climb the stairs. Then I heard my cousin and aunt playing outside. Every hair on my body stood, and I felt a chilling sensation down my spine. Silently, I turned around, walked down the stairs, got into my car, and left. The baby continued to cry as I closed the door behind me. Several years later, at a family party, I shared the story. Someone revealed that they and their spouse also used to hear the baby's cries. It turned out the previous owner had lost a child to sudden infant death syndrome, SIDS, in the upstairs room. My aunt, a devout Catholic, held a mass for the baby. She mentioned that after that, the cries were never heard again. Nevertheless, the incident always made me uneasy whenever I talked about it. Years passed since the mysterious event in the 2-story house by the water. Now an adult, I continued to reflect on that incident. Although I no longer lived in that town, memories of the baby's cries on the upper floor still lingered in my mind. My uncle and aunt still lived there, even though their children had grown. I seldom visited their home after that incident, and when I did, there was always a lingering sense of fear. However, a certain calmness came after my aunt held a mass for the baby lost to SIDS. One day, I received an invitation to celebrate my uncle's 60th birthday. Despite lingering fears, I decided to attend the party. As I stepped into the familiar house, memories of the baby's cries immediately flooded back. The party was lively in the living room, and I tried not to dwell on the past. Yet my curiosity about the supernatural never waned. Amidst the family gathering, I took my aunt aside to talk. "Mom, I still remember that incident," I said after we moved away from the crowd. My aunt looked at me with gentle eyes and asked, "How do you feel, dear?" "I still feel scared, but I'm also curious. Was there really a baby who died here?" My aunt sighed, then sat on the comfortable sofa. "Yes, dear, it's true. Before we lived here, the previous family lost a baby to SIDS in the upstairs room." Although my hair stood on end, I listened carefully as my aunt shared more about the house's history. She explained that after the incident, they felt an unseen presence, and the baby's cries could be heard occasionally. "We held a mass for the baby, and after that, the strange occurrences stopped," my aunt added. "We believe that the baby's spirit found peace." While my aunt's explanation brought some relief, there was still uncertainty haunting my mind. The birthday party continued, and the atmosphere grew lively once again. However, it felt as if unseen eyes were still watching me from every corner of the room. After the party ended, I left the house with mixed feelings. I wondered if I would ever be able to forget the cries of the baby that still echoed in my memory. Nevertheless, I hoped that the baby's spirit had found peace and would no longer feel the profound sadness.